Coming up this cold day. The 1980s, and I am 23 years old, and I am about to knock on the Becky B agency's door. Hold on a second. How did I get here? I'm going to go back. I had just graduated from college, and I was unemployed and living on fumes and caffeine in a studio apartment the size of a shoebox, with my bed next to the window, cockroaches in the kitchen, bath that had stains from the 1950s in it, and I was unemployed, broke, had no prospects, no friends, and I was miserable. One morning, I'm walking outside about 7 o'clock in the morning, and I see a bunch of Wall Street guys walking into the subway at 7 a.m. with coffee cups and three-piece pinstripe suits and fancy ties, and I think, well, wait a second, I'm living on caffeine myself, I can do that. I get an appointment with Tony Palazzo, this vice president at Deanwood Reynolds, a Wall Street broker's firm. He's got slick back black hair, perfectly in place, Windsor knot tie, three-piece handmade pinstripe suit, a little pinky ring with a ruby in the middle of it, and a little pocky hanky with the initials TP on it, just in case you should forget who you're talking to. He leans over to me with a Parliament cigarette dangling out of his mouth, and he goes, yeah, you ain't gonna take none of them Jewish holidays, are you? What the hell kind of a job interview was this? But I needed the money. I was broke, so I twisted my integrity into knots and started working at Deanwood Reynolds. I get up in the morning, punch the time clock, transfer stock options. Get up in the morning, punch the time clock, transfer stock options. Get up in the morning, punch the time clock, transfer stock options. Puts and calls, and the market's taking off. The market's dropping like a rock, and there's the stock ticker. Oh my God, Conoco oil, Shell oil, Mobil oil. My life is taking off. This is the real world, baby, yeah! Well, I get a call from a friend of mine. Randall B, that was my nickname, Randall B. Randall B, this is BJ. I'm coming up from South Carolina, and I am going to take you to see the best little whorehouse in Texas, a Broadway show. A Broadway show? I never been to a Broadway show. I mean, we worked on Wall Street. We didn't do that kind of thing. They did coke in the bathroom, that they did, but not a Broadway show. So we walk into the 46th Street Theater, and this place, it's like a palace with the velvet curtains and the golden handrails and the velvet plush seats and the people all elegant, dressed to the nines. I was filled with hope and excitement and anticipation, and when the lights came down and the orchestra started playing the overture, I was in awe. I mean, I was enjoying working on Wall Street, I thought I was, but this was like a piece of heaven. About halfway through the show, a bunch of college cowboy football players are wearing cowboy hats on their head and cowboy boots on their feet, and just won the big game. And they were going out to celebrate at the whorehouse. And they go into this incredible line dance. It was perfectly syncopated, orchestrated, coordinated. Everything was in perfect synchrony. Every line, every leg kick, every movement, every lyric, perfect synchrony. And when the song was over, the audience jumped up on its feet. Rousing applause, cheering and shouting and screaming. And the football players go, yee-haw, to the audience. And the audience goes, yee-haw, right back. I was mesmerized. And then I thought, that should be me up there. Now, I had never thought about being an actor. It was as far from my mind as the planet Pluto. Is Pluto still a planet? I don't know. I don't care. I picked up the Village Voice and I start looking through and I see an advertisement for an acting teacher named Richard Pinter. And I call him up, we talk about half an hour, and we meet that night outside of his class. And we walk around the block a couple of times, and the first thing he does is point out to me, you see that bar over there? It's named Snafu. You know what SNAFU stands for? Situation negative all fucked up. He already taught me something. He looked like a movie star from the 1930s, I swear. He looked like Clark Gable with a thick mustache and jeans and a t-shirt. He was filled with life and enthusiasm and positivity. You're going to be able to practice? Yes, I'll be able to practice. You're going to have courage? Yes, I'm going to have courage. You're going to have fun? Yes, I'm going to have fun, which is something a lot of acting teachers don't talk about, having fun. But I did say, Richard, I want you to know that I have something called Tourette's syndrome, which it causes me to twitch, sometimes make noises. Will it interfere with your practicing? No, not at all. When I'm coming to class, you're going to be a new person by the time class ends with me anyway. Well, I didn't get what he meant. Wasn't I a person now? So we started class just a couple of days later, and God, he was inspirational. Tell him how you feel. Repeat. Get back in his face. Tell him how you feel. Do this. Do this. Do that. The repetition. Nothing can get in the way of listening and answering truthfully. And then he would tell us how to take care of ourselves. If you did to other people what you do to yourselves, you would be appalled. I loved him. I never met anyone like him. And as Shakespeare said, the dogs of war had been unleashed. I found out after working with him about a month that I never had Tourette's syndrome. It was just a bunch of emotions that were unexpressed, bouncing through me like looking for some kind of exit. You know what it's like finding out you don't have a chronic illness that you thought you had for 10 years? Relief and rage. I thought the Dr. Shapiro should have had his license revoked, but he's dead, so who cares? I learned how to express myself in class. I had pathways open to me that I didn't even know existed. You see, I had been bullied in high school and younger than that because I had been the shortest kid in class until about 11th grade. I had been felt like a punching bag. It's so hard to say this. I'd even been called Repulso the dog boy. But I learned to express myself in class, which you're always wanted the best out of you. Rage or love, excitement, joy. One exercise, I totally blew it. There was a young actress who came into the class crying, sobbing. And instead of me going over to console her, I was so scared of making myself that vulnerable that I went to the other side of the room, practically ran away from her. And I did apologize to her after the exercise, and Richard, the teacher, was pretty firm with me, and which he should have been. And then I said to him, Richard, do you think I have potential? Yeah, you have enormous potential. Well, that fired me up. I was going to put together a couple of monologues and get an agent again. So I remember I felt like I was cooking with gas. I had red socks on that were brand new, black shoes, comb my hair, shaved closely, put on a nice crisp shirt, and put on a little polo cologne so I could smell like a real man. Here I am at, where am I now? Oh, the John Kingston Agency. Mr. Kingston, he was a good 6'2" and looked like an advertisement under Gentleman's Coat hood. He had on a double-breasted blazer and a white gold tie clip, and his fingernails all buffed and gleaming, and a smile that could blind you. And I said, can I help you, young man? And I started to cry. I thought about whether this other agent had done to me a long time earlier. There's this woman at the Becky B agency. Let me go back in time a little bit, actually. This woman from the Becky B agency, at the beginning of the story, I actually went to visit her after my first acting class. And I said to her, like this, knock on the door. Becky B, see, I noticed that there's a sign that says, do not knock, do not enter. Put your picture in the box on the floor. Well, that wasn't going to stop me because I wanted to be an actor. I knock on the door, and I got this ancient hand dancers. She's about 4'8". She's got, what are they called? Cat's eye glasses, a bow on top of her greasy hair, looks like the bride of Frankenstein. She says to me, "What do you want?" And I say, "Hi, I'm Randy Schein. This is my picture and resume." "Didn't you see the sign?" "What sign?" "Flip, get out of here!" My God. Well, that scared the hell out of me. And now I'm back at the John Kingston agency. He says to me, "Can I help you, young man?" And I say, as I said, I started crying, and I say, the last agent slammed the door in my face, and I just want to be an actor, and I want to work. And he says, "So sorry, young man, please, have a seat. Don't sit down." He motioned to his chair, and I sat down, and he gave me a tissue. It was everything I wanted, a woman. I say to him, I don't know where I got the cojones to do this, but I said, "Can I please do a couple of monologues for you?" "Well, of course you can, young man, but I would like to know your name." It's Randy Schein. Here, okay. Okay, my first monologue is from True West. No, you don't just disappear. The old man tried that, and look where it got him. He lost his teeth. No, I don't mean that. I mean, first he lost his real teeth, and then he lost his false teeth. He never told you that, did he? No, he never confided in you. Very nice. He said very nice. This next one is from Mass Appeal. Go ahead. You come in here with your mink hats and your cashmere coats and your blue hair. That doesn't change anything. Those things are your shackles. You wear your prison uniforms as if they were badges. Oh, you've got talent. He said, "I've got talent." Maybe we're going to start working together. We'll send me on a movie audition. But I must tell you that both pieces sound the same. I need a little contrast. I could be funny. I could be fearless in The Odd Couple. But you didn't show me that now. I think you'll have a career. He says he's all have a career. But I do need you to study some more. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Kingston. Oh, by the way, I can't send you out if you don't comb your hair, wear better clothes, and for God's sakes, I can't send you out red socks and black shoes. Thank you, Mr. Kingston. That hurt more than the dragon lady from the Beatnik agency, whatever the hell it was called. So I went home and was there. This is what I was going to have to go through as an actor. Getting my teeth kicked in every time I walked out the door. And I watched 6 movies, 6 hours of the most depressing movies I could find. Darkman was the most uplifting. And I was still on Wall Street. I mean, during the night at class, I could be anything, I could do anything, I could feel anything. The emotion and energy was just flowing through me. And we started working on scenes from The Zoo Story and Streetcar Named Desire and, yes, The Odd Couple. And we started doing character work then. I was going to be an ape. I could be a baby. Or my favorite was a crazy Russian delivery guy. "Oh, hello, madam, how are you? Would you like to come to Siberia with me? We need babies. You like, nice? Yes, you like? Okay, we will go there and we will bathe in the beautiful 2-degree weather. We will snowplow. Teach you to be good snowplower." That kind of stuff. But I was still on Wall Street. During the day, puts and calls and General Motors, General Electric, General Insanity. Oh my God. I'm thinking about killing myself. It all came to a head when I did an exercise in class telling off Tony Palazzo, my boss on Wall Street, who had called me Jew Boy a couple of times. "Hey, Jew Boy, pick up the papers. Jew Boy, get a cup of coffee. Jew Boy, give me the Wall Street Journal." So I sat him in a chair in class. I went, "You can take these fucking stock options, Palazzo, and shove them up your ass! You animal, you Nazi pig fucker!" The class broke out in spontaneous applause, and that fueled me even more. "Fuck you, Palazzo! You know what it's like getting here at 8:30 in the morning? If you're waking up at 7 o'clock in the fucking morning! You animal! Fuck you! notice. And he says to me, that's funny. We was thinking of making you a management trainee. No, Jack. I'm studying to become, I'm Tony. I'm studying to become a rabbi. Shabbat shalom. I walked out of that office for the last time, that office building for the last time, and I felt such relief. It was the first time I felt like I could breathe in like 2 years. And I thought about getting a role on Broadway, or maybe one on a TV show, or maybe even being a movie star. Now I knew I needed an agent to work, but I had failed twice, but I had confidence in training now. So, I was eating rice and raisins for breakfast to save some money, when I get a phone call. Hello? Yeah, this is Randy. Who's calling? Nigel? From the Actors and Artists Agency? The Actors and Artists Agency. And you got my picture and resume in the mail? You got my picture and resume in the mail. Oh, and you want me to come in now? I'll be right down, sir. He wants me to come in now. Oh my God, an agent wants to see me. An agent wants to see me. An agent wants to see me. Yeah! Now, I remember what John Kingston had told me to dress better and train more, but I had the training under my belt, so I dressed this time. I had black socks and black shoes. I had a blazer from Wall Street and khakis from Wall Street and a little more dab of Polo Cologne to smell like a real man. I walk, I go to his office, and I knock on the door, and this guy about 5'1" opens the door, and he's got wire rimmed glasses and a nice little mustache and a comb over. He goes, come in, have a seat. I'll be waiting for you in just a few minutes. Oh my God. He was so warm and friendly, like he really wanted to see me. And I sit there. And I wait. 45 freaking minutes I'm sitting here. And then, goddamn, my foot's falling asleep. Jesus. Pins and needles. Not now. He comes out of his office and goes, what are you doing? Oh, nothing. I'm just looking around the office. He says, well, come on in, have a seat, and read some commercial copy. Now, he really was nice and friendly, and I had never read any commercial copy. I had no idea what I was doing. But he hands me this book from the time of Methuselah with about 57 pages of commercial copy in it. Now, coffee stain, grease stain, ink stain. And, I see copy for Head and Shoulders. And I thought, well, I had dandruff. I can probably able to do this. Head and Shoulders keeps you 100% flake-free. It keeps you dry, and you can even wear black clothes to formal events. And then I improvise this kind of thing. And I sit down. He said, oh, well, that was really good. No, it wasn't very good. Here's a seat. I sit a few feet away from him on his couch, and he says, so, talk at me. I had no idea what to say. Are you mute? I can't send you in on the auditions if you're not going to speak to the kid. Well, then he takes a look at my picture, caresses it with a stubby finger, which his stubby thumb was about the size of a regular man's pinky. And you see, during the camera shoot, during the photo shoot, I had imagined a naked Demi Moore on the other side of the camera lens, staring lustfully back at me, which was shot like this. Pretty good, right? So he looks at my picture, and looks at me, and he says, oh, you've got sex appeal. I've got sex appeal. No one ever told me I had sex appeal before. I had one girlfriend in my life. What the hell did I know? Well, does that mean we're freelance, maybe? Does I have sex appeal? I don't know. You might need a little more seasoning. This was incredible. You want me to take a soap class and film class? What do you want me to do? You ever been to an orgy? What? Fucking hands off of me! What the fuck do you want me to say, Nigel? You want me to get on my knees and suck your dick right now? Then you'll start working with me? I don't want to be tapped on the shoulder by a guardian angel named Gabriel. I don't want to go to an orgy with 12 people I don't know. I don't want to go to an orgy with 12 people I do know. You sick, fucking, twisted pervert. I didn't say any of that. Just sat there, paralyzed, mortified, and heartbroken. Well, when I said you needed more seasoning, I meant it. Take a picture of the recipe, too. God. First, the Bride of Frankenstein. Becky B.A.'s, whatever it's called. John Kingston telling me to dress better and train more. Now, this guy. Was this what I was going to have to go through to get anywhere in this business? Would I be better off, God help me, selling stock options on Wall Street? And what was I doing to attract people like this into my life anyway? Did I have some kind of radar that said nut job alert on my forehead? Where was my self-esteem? Did I hate myself that much? That night, I went to Richard's class, discouraged, disheartened, and depressed. And he had me do an exercise with my classmate, Chris. Came from backstage, and she was sobbing. Now, I had learned from the previous time when I didn't console a crying actress. And her heart was aching, tears were streaming down her face, because she was going to say goodbye to her best friend, me. I went over to Chris, and I looked at her, and I took her in my arms, quietly, and I held her there. And I put her head on my chest and cradled her, rubbed her back, and I felt her tears on my shirt. And we stood there for what seemed like the longest time, like an eternity. Time stood still. And I felt Richard's quiet voice, I heard Richard's quiet voice say, "How do you feel about that, Randy?" And I said, "I want to take care of her, and comfort her, and she makes me want to cry." And the exercise ended, and I sat down. And Richard gave me the thumbs up. And the class was silent. It was magical, like falling in love. And that's when I said to myself, no matter what happens, no matter what obstacles I face and have faced, this is what I'm going to do with my life. And that was my commitment to myself, to my life. I had found out what I truly love to do and had begun the journey of exploring it. A kid who had been bullied found his true calling. And now, I feel good about myself. I stand up for myself. There's no more bullies, no more anti-Semitism, no people putting me down. And if someone does put me down, that's about them. It's not about me. I am living my dream. And what's my dream? To be a working actor. I'm glad I made that choice. And I have no regrets. And I never look back. And an audience like you, people like you, makes it all worthwhile. Thank you for listening.
Bravo!
I finally did get an Asian. I started freelancing with him, and they gave me I got a job as my first job as a paying job as a detective and it wasn't I got my first paying job as a detective. It wasn't in Law and Order. It wasn't in Hill Street Blues, but something even better. Fat guy goes nutsoid.